Well, 24 young Nebraskans recently gathered in Norfolk to begin an important summer of learning.
They are part of Nebraska Community Foundation's 2025 class of hometown interns, and they will be working with affiliated funds in places from Arnold to Verdigris. In this segment, we meet some of these hometown interns and learn more about what they will be doing to contribute to many Nebraska hometowns.
A float down the North Fork of the Elkhorn River in Norfolk was a fun ending to the opening retreat for the Nebraska Community Foundation's 2025 class of hometown interns. Young leaders proud of their hometowns.
The thing I love most about my hometown is that it is very family oriented, and every time that I would come back home from college, I would just feel like I belonged, and I just love the small town family feeling of it.
What I love about Dillard probably the most is Dillard Picnic, where everybody gets around. I mean, from multiple communities, Odell, Dillard, and surrounding areas. We got the rodeo, the tractor pull. I mean, everything is just, it's just such a fun environment to be around.
I think that's truly what makes Shickley Shickley is everyone does their role. It's almost like a butterfly effect. If you see one person doing something, then everyone else wants to follow, and I can gladly say that I'm glad that I followed my footsteps back home.
After this retreat, these interns are returning to their hometowns for the summer with a desire to see their town through fresh eyes. They all have big plans.
So I'm helping with the summer reading program and maybe VBS, seeing if our food pantry needs anything. But I came up with an idea that maybe I could have a fundraiser to make a big scholarship fund for the next group of seniors.
So I'm doing a lot of projects and social media work. A lot of my community members, they already have a bunch of ideas for us.
I have a lot of freedom within my internship, which is really cool. I think one of my biggest roles is I'm going to be working with the Bison Alumni newsletter and just kind of like growing that and getting us more connected with our alumni.
While the jobs will vary from town to town, NCF will provide opportunities for these interns to connect throughout the summer while getting paid thanks to a gift from an anonymous NCF donor. As the interns make a difference in their communities, they too will gain and grow from the experience.
I feel like McCook's always been a super special place for me, so through this internship, I just really want to see my town through the eyes of everyone else. I've kind of been there my whole life, so just looking at it with fresh eyes, I think is going to be really cool to see, and just like how it truly does impact each person so uniquely.
Immediately we know one of our roles again this summer is going to be making relationships with people in the community, and when I say that, I mean we're going out, we're talking to people, and we're collecting those hometown community interviews that everyone loved last year.
I hope to get out of this summer something more. Like, at first it was like a resume, but I actually enjoy meeting all these new people from different communities, surrounding areas, places I know and have been to, and really see what I can do to figure out to help my community.
Personally, I am like a list person. I like plans, and so having to be in an internship that is about experience and going with the flow and trusting the process and figuring it out, it is going to stretch me.
I hope to just get a better view of not just how I want the community change, but how others do, and I'm just really excited to get that feeling from everyone's perspective, not just my own or the people on the board, but just the whole town in general.
All right, well, being a hometown intern for the summer is certainly a great experience for these students.
It's also a big deal for the towns where they will be working. Joining us now with more on that is Chloe Higgins. She is with Nebraska Community Foundation. Nice to have you here today, Chloe.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
So originally you're from Nebraska City.
I am,
the
yeah.
community in our state. And you are the Youth Engagement Specialist at Nebraska Community Foundation. Tell us more about what you do.
Yeah, so it's pretty self-explanatory. Anything that's involving young people in Nebraska, I get to work with. So our hometown internship program, our youth surveys, anything where volunteers across the state want to connect youth to their communities and then help youth unleash their dreams in their communities.
All right, so maybe tell us a little bit more about the NCF Hometown Internship Program.
Yeah, so this program is really near and dear to my heart because I was the first hometown intern back in 2019 in Nebraska City. And as you've seen, it's really grown. So communities are inviting young people who have spent at least a year away from home back for the summer to just explore their community. You heard Gracie talk about how it's a summer of exploration and relationship building and discovery. It's really unlike any other internship that you've seen.
Okay, so they get a lot of hands-on experience.
Yes, very
Okay.
hands-on.
So what are some things maybe Nebraska Community Foundation has discovered about young people and their small towns?
Yeah, so I mentioned the youth survey. We've surveyed high school students and even some middle school students across the state for 5 going on 6 years. And what they've told us is surprising but consistent across the years, across communities. Young people desire to return to communities that are small, like their hometowns. And so the next step now is for us to connect those young people to their communities so they really want to return once they leave and decide to come back.
What do you think is maybe one message that you would like Nebraskans to know?
Yeah, I think my message for young Nebraskans is that you belong here. If no one's ever told it to you before, you belong in greater Nebraska, and we want you to bring your unique gifts and goodness to this community.
I know John was so impressed listening to all these young leaders
Oh,
when you were
yeah.
editing that story.
Yes.
And so if someone wants to do something like this, become a hometown intern, how can they do that?
Yeah, you can learn more about Nebraska Community Foundation and all of our things, including our hometown internship at nebraskahometown.org.
Is there an interview process? Like, how does it work?
It is in your community. The process is based with your affiliated fund. So these interns are being invited by their own community members.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and where would people go if they want to learn more about the internship or maybe just NCF as a whole?
Yeah, nebraskahometown.org is where you can get that information.
nebraskahometown.org.
All right there, you can remember that, John.
I can remember
Yeah.
that.
Thanks for coming in, Chloe.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You bet.